The Alaska is catching everyone's attention for this reason. Thousands of people are disappearing without a trace. What is happening in these frozen lands? Is there something more beyond the mountains and forests we know? But that's not all. Other bizarre discoveries are leaving scientists astonished. Get ready to uncover each of these mysteries. And let's go. Number 12. Whittier. One of the most peculiar places in the region is the town of Whittier. Located in the northwestern part of Alaska, this town is surrounded by majestic mountains, towering glaciers, lush waterfalls, and dense forests. Whittier's history dates back to World War II when an American military camp was established in the area, including a port and a railroad station. Over time, in 1953, a 14-story residential building was constructed, offering 150 apartments as well as a school connected by a tunnel that allows students to travel safely on bad weather days. Today, Whittier's population is quite unique, consisting of only 220 inhabitants who live under the same roof. The town also has a hospital, a cafe, and a store, and occasionally receives tourist cruises at its port. Despite the tranquil environment and the close-knit community, life in such harsh conditions is not easy. In 1964, the town faced a tragedy when a devastating tsunami hit the area, resulting in the loss of 13 lives. However, the local residents are resilient and prefer to stay in their town despite the challenges. Number 11. New species of squid. The waters of the world's oceans are rich in mysteries and surprises. Scientists frequently discover new and extraordinary aquatic creatures. Recently, on July 15, 2023, during an underwater expedition in the Pacific Ocean at a depth of 700 meters, the team from the research vessel Okeanos Explorer encountered an unusual squid. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration shared a video on their YouTube channel, showcasing this nearly transparent squid. Its tentacles form a curious pom-pom, resembling the appearance of a cockatoo, and its enormous red eyes evoke mythical marine creatures. This new species has been named Taunius borealis. Scientists have found that the mantle of this squid can reach up to 60 centimeters in length. Interestingly, these animals do not actively swim through the water, instead floating along with the current. So far, little is known about this mysterious squid, and research continues in the Aleutian Islands region to explore more about this exotic creature and its habitat. Number 10. Bald eagle. Despite the bald eagle being the national symbol of the United States, it's rare to find these majestic birds roaming freely through cities, except in Unalaska, a small town in southwestern Alaska with approximately 4,700 inhabitants. There, eagles coexist closely with residents, which may seem intriguing at first but poses significant challenges in practice. These large predatory birds often do not appreciate human proximity, sometimes even attacking people, especially when they feel their nests are threatened. In Unalaska, where trees are scarce, eagles often build their nests on urban structures, resulting in about 10 attacks per year. Living alongside these protected birds of prey, protected by law since 1940, is not easy, but the residents have no alternative. Eagles have chosen this town due to its proximity to a fishing port, where they often steal fish from the boats until chased away by fishermen. Additionally, they frequently feed at a local landfill and curiously attack people near the town's post office. Beyond the interactions with eagles, Alaska holds other mysteries that intrigue scientists. Satellite images have revealed a green patch amid the icy mountains, challenging current understanding of the state's geography. Still unexplored, may contain significant archaeological secrets, perhaps even remnants of an unknown ancient civilization. Number 9. Sheldon Chalet. In the heart of Alaska, another point of interest is the Sheldon Chalet, the most remote hotel in the world. Situated on the Ruth Glacier within Denali National Park, at an altitude of 1,767 meters, accessible only by helicopter. Its story begins in the 1960s when pilot Don Sheldon, passionate about the mountains, transported climbers and hunters to the region. With the support of his wife Roberta, he decided to build a house there in 1966. Later, their children transformed the residence into a hotel, inaugurated after 3 years of arduous construction between 2015 and 2018, facing extreme logistical challenges to deliver a spectacular refuge in the middle of the ice. The experience of spending a few days in an exclusive chalet is a noteworthy extravagant. At a price of $35,000 for 3 days, this stay includes not only helicopter transport and a private chef, but also a variety of activities and excursions, such as sled rides. However, the true attraction of Sheldon Chalet is the natural beauty that surrounds it. Stunning landscapes, the northern lights, an endless starry sky, and the purest air one can breathe. Number 8. Alaska Triangle. While many have heard of the enigmatic Bermuda Triangle, few know about an even more dangerous place, the Alaska Triangle. This area stretches from Juneau to Anchorage and extends north to Barrow, amid thousands of lakes, mountains, and vast wilderness. More people have disappeared here than anywhere else in the world. First recorded disappearance in the Alaska Triangle occurred in 1950, involving a flight from Alaska to Texas with 44 people on board. As soon as the aircraft entered the Triangle area, it vanished without a trace. No wreckage or evidence of the accident was ever found. Another terrifying incident happened on October 16, 1972, when a plane disappeared on the route between Anchorage and Juneau. Among the passengers were Democratic Congressman Thomas Hale Boggs and politician Nick Begich. A search operation involving 40 rescue aircraft lasted more than a month, found nothing. Although Alaska's harsh weather conditions might be a factor, more than 16,000 people have disappeared in the region, an alarming statistic. The native Tlingit believe the culprit is the malevolent spirit Kushtaka, while scientists are still trying to unravel the nature of this anomaly. Number 7. Ancient human remains. In 2010, archaeologists made an astounding discovery that shook the scientific community of North America. Near the Tanana River in eastern Alaska, remains of an ancient human settlement were found, including the ruins of a primitive structure and evidence of a fire pit. At this site, researchers discovered the cremated remains of a small child, approximately 3 years old, who lived about 11,500 years ago. At that time, America and Asia were still connected by land. The site also revealed bones of river fish, birds, and small forest animals, indicating that the inhabitants hunted and prepared food at the fire pit. After the child's death, the fire pit became a burial site. Although the cause of death remains unknown due to the scarcity of bones found, it is believed that the community abandoned the site after the child's cremation, possibly viewing it as cursed or dangerous. This discovery allowed scientists to adjust the known dates of human occupation in Alaska and better understand the sedentary lifestyle of ancient inhabitants 11,500 years ago. In 2015, archaeologists from the University of Alaska in Fairbanks conducted extensive excavations near the confluence of the Delta and Tanana rivers. They found more remains of small children, prompting them to continue the excavations. Number 6. Adornments. Near the site where the children's remains were found, archaeologists unearthed remnants of an ancient settlement. At this location, they discovered animal remains and primitive tools. However, the most impressive discovery was adornments believed to be some of the oldest known examples of jewelry. These artifacts, about 12,300 years old, were made from animal bones. They consist of small pendants shaped like truncated cones with delicate markings on the edges. Precise holes were made at the narrow end of each pendant so they could be worn as necklaces. 2 of these pieces were found. Ben Potter, an archaeologist at the University of Alaska in Fairbanks, suggests that these adornments were used by the ancients to signal affiliation to specific groups, possibly belonging to the tribe's principal hunters. Number 5. Ermine bear. During excavations on the northern coast of Alaska, archaeologists discovered a giant polar bear skull. The Inuits have a legend about an enormous white bear that can grow up to 3.5 meters in length. According to this legend, this bear stands out not only because of its size, but also due to its elongated skull and body. They call it the ermine bear. Moreover, like the ermine, this creature cannot turn its head quickly to look behind. The Inuits claim that this rare animal, possibly already extinct, was last seen by hunters in the early 1980s. The discovery of the elongated skull surprised scientists, suggesting that the legendary bear might have actually existed. However, whether the species still exists or is extinct remains an open question. Number 4. Mysterious egg. In September 2023, a video was posted on the YouTube channel of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, showing a peculiar object found on the Pacific Ocean floor. This object had the appearance of a shiny substance resembling an egg with a hole on one side. Scientists suggested that an unknown creature might have exited or entered through the hole. Using an advanced underwater robot, researchers managed to carefully remove the object and bring it to the research ship for further examination. Upon analyzing it in the laboratory, scientists realized they had found something entirely new and unknown. They proposed that it could be the eggshell of a worm or a fragment of a marine sponge. In any case, the creature was clearly a deep-sea inhabitant, found at a depth of 3,000 meters. Number 3. Alaska frogs. The frogs of the Alaskan forests are fascinating examples of extreme adaptation. Living in the shrubby tundra, These medium-sized frogs, measuring between 3.5 and 7 centimeters, have a remarkable ability to freeze their bodies during the coldest months. In doing so, their hearts nearly stop, and their blood stops circulating. When spring arrives, they thaw and resume their normal activities. This ability to self-freeze without damage is made possible by substances called cryoprotectants, which allow the frogs to survive freezing temperatures. These frogs can produce substances such as glucose and urea in large quantities during the winter, enabling them to enter a state of torpor to survive the extreme cold. Research on these frogs has helped scientists understand how these animals endure such harsh conditions. Moreover, this knowledge has the potential to open new frontiers in medicine. Number 3. Alaska frogs. The frogs of the Alaskan forests are fascinating examples of extreme adaptation. Living in the shrubby tundra, these medium-sized frogs, measuring between 3.5 and 7 centimeters, have a remarkable ability to freeze their bodies during the coldest months. In doing so, their hearts nearly stop, and their blood stops circulating. When spring arrives, they thaw and resume their normal activities. This ability to self-freeze without damage is made possible by substances called cryoprotectants, which allow the frogs to survive freezing temperatures. These frogs can produce substances such as glucose and urea in large quantities during the winter, enabling them to enter a state of torpor to survive the extreme cold. Research on these frogs has helped scientists understand how these animals endure such harsh conditions. Moreover, this knowledge has the potential to open new frontiers in medicine. Number 2. New species of fungus. In Kivalina, a coastal community in Alaska, inhabitants lead a peaceful life dedicated to hunting and fishing. However, due to global warming, they face the threat of having to abandon their homes forever. The melting glaciers are causing sea levels to rise, gradually flooding the land. Kivalina is slowly disappearing due to coastal erosion and rising sea levels. It is estimated that the island will be completely submerged by 2025. In 2021, Kivalina residents found a strange orange substance on the shores of the Chukchi Sea, which appeared to be formed by thousands of tiny bubbles of unknown origin. This phenomenon intrigued both scientists and internet users, generating various speculations, including theories about a possible extraterrestrial origin. For a time, it was speculated that the origin of this strange orange substance could be alien. To clarify the doubts, experts from the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration collected samples of the substance. Initially, it was believed to be composed of millions of tiny crustacean eggs. However, a more detailed analysis revealed that the substance was actually a large concentration of rust fungus spores. Even so, the scientists could not precisely identify the species, as the samples did not match any known subgroup of these fungi. This peculiar discovery ultimately led to the identification of a new fungal species. Number 1. Octavius. Shifting focus to an equally bizarre story, on August 11, 1775, the captain of a Greenland whaling ship named Gerald spotted an apparently abandoned vessel. Intrigued, he and his crew approached the unknown ship in a boat to investigate. Upon boarding, they realized that there was indeed no one alive. Descending into the cabins, they encountered a chilling scene: 28 frozen bodies. In the captain's cabin, a man was seated at a table with his head reclined backward. Near him were a woman and a child, both covered with a blanket. In another cabin, a deceased man showed signs of having attempted to light a fire with charred books. Next to him was a boy holding a rag doll. The sailors, horrified, could not understand what had happened. It seemed as if an ice creature had attacked and instantly frozen everyone. Determined to uncover the cause of this tragedy, Captain Gerald found the ship's logbook. The log revealed that the ship, named Octavius, had departed from China bound for England on September 10, 1762, 17 years earlier. The last entry was from November 11, 1762, stating that the ship had become trapped in ice, unable to light a fire, with no hope of rescue. After reading this information, Captain Gerald decided to abandon the Octavius and return to report the incident. Unfortunately, the subsequent tugboats sent could not locate the ship, leading to the belief that the Octavius still drifts as a ghost ship through the icy waters of the Arctic Ocean. Since you are a lover of frozen lands, I recommend you watch this video that is now appearing on the screen. So click there and watch it right now. Well, that's it, and see you next time, Curious One.